What's good, YouTube? It's your boys, and we back again once again on the channel for y'all. Today, I'm here to tell y'all that Fairy Tail has zero power friendship moments. You guys may not believe me, but we're gonna go through every single Fairy Tail fight to figure out if I'm capping or not. Cause I'm not capping. We can go through every single fight. I'm not capping to y'all. There is zero power friendship moments. But anyway, if you guys are interested, you guys are down with that, leave a like on this comment. Leave a like on this comment. Leave a like on the video and subscribe and make sure to watch to the end. Other than that, let's get into it. All right, to first figure out what a power friendship moment is, we need to figure out what a power friendship moment is. So, I've read it before. This is my fifth tape doing this video, but power friendship moment to me is if someone's 1v1ing someone they absolutely cannot win against. No matter in that current setting, if they were to fight that said person, they are not winning. No matter what. No matter what, they're not winning against that person. They're going to lose 100%. Now, if they were to just think of their friends really hard and then just come out with a dub, that's a power friendship moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Just think of their friends. Not think of a new strategy or not figure something out in the fight, or someone else does something to cause the fight to go somewhere else, or does something to have an effect on the fight that doesn't count as a power friendship moment. In anime, people think this happens, and people think it happens a lot in Fairy Tail. So, with that being said, we're gonna go through every single Fairy Tail fight that has these quote-unquote power of friendship moments. Now, I don't know who y'all know, but we're gonna start from every single arc. So, first fight in the timeline, Or versus Deliora. No power friendship moments there. Or literally quote-unquote died, and Leon and Gray were sad. There's no power friendship. She used a spell that has been said to seal away her body in ice to seal away the target. You know what I'm saying? Tower of Heaven slaves versus Tower of Heaven guards and magical troops. This is Urza versus people. This was sure determination. No power friendship at all. She does not know these people. She knows nobody. She said, I need you guys to pick up a weapon and fight. No power friendship there. Alright, we got Natsu versus Bora. Natsu just overpowers him. Same with the Vulcan. You can sit there and say he had an amp because he thought of his friends against the Vulcan. But realistically, that Vulcan wasn't gonna do shit to him once he ate the fire. The Vanish Brothers, no power friendship there. Everloo, no power friendship. No power friendship here or here or here or here or here or here. Okay, you guys can say Natsu thought of his friends, but he really didn't. What he thought about was a moment back then when Makao, another person who uses fire magic, was trying to teach Natsu that you don't have to use fire to just burn things. You can do more than just burn things with fire. And he was able to help him grab himself back up after falling down. And then Natsu, or Happy just was all like, yeah, you're never going to beat this guy. It was like, Gray do it, and he got mad. So, Rage Imp, you can say that. Lullaby, not, no power friendship there. Natsu vs. Urza didn't finish. Gray did beat this thing. No power friendship here. Gray vs. Leon. No power friendship. Natsu versus Yuka and Toby. No power friendship. Natsu just outsmarted and beat these guys. Lucy versus Sherry. Lucy actually beat her with her hands. So there's that. Natsu versus Leon. Didn't really get finished. And Natsu kind of bodied him anyway. These random ass people Urza and Lucy fought. No power friendship there. Not even a real fight. Leon versus Gray. Gray beats him. I know this is another spot where people try to say that Gray tried to use Ice Shell. He always tries to suicide himself. Gray only brought up Ice Shell in 2 arcs against 3 people. One was Deliora, because there was no way they were going to beat a Deliora who was beating someone who was said to be on par with the Wizard Saints. And Leon, because he was doing dumb shit. But after that, Gray realized there would be no point, because he would just melt the ice again. And the last one he tried to do was against Zeref, which was amped up due to his Demon Slayer magic. So, 2 non-threats, and then we just learned about Ice Shell and 1 major threat which needed to be dealt with. Natsu versus Zolty, no power friendship at all. Fairy Tail versus Phantom Lord, no power friendship. Elfman versus Gajil, no. No, 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 no. Okay, people like to say Elfman versus the Stone Guy because he thought of his sister. If you guys do not know, Elfman could have always did a full body takeover. He was just scared to because last time he did it, he killed his sister. So him seeing his sister in need, he has to do it, and he has to, do a full body. And he able to do it, and he beat the guy. Wasn't no power friendship there. You know what I'm saying? It was a mental amp. He's like, I need to save my sister no matter what. So he did it anyway. Natsu versus Arya isn't really a real fight. He just kind of caught him. Gray versus Juvia, no power friendship there. Urza versus Arya. See, you could make an argument to say, how the fuck is Urza still up? Because if you guys did watch this arc, Urza tanked a hit from the Jupiter cannon, but somehow was able to come back and fight. So I don't know. Loki versus Gajil here. Loki gets literally clapped. Josei versus Urza. Urza gets clapped. Natsu versus Gajil. You can sit there and say power friendship because he watched his guild get destroyed, but if you guys remember, Lucy did shoot arrows into like the machines and that exploded, and that allowed Natsu to eat fire and allowed him to get stronger to beat Gajil. Because he was always on par with Gajil. It's just before he had fought the fire guy, he fought Arya, and Arya was like draining his magic, so he was at a handicap against Gajil. He was always stronger than him. He just was really handicapped. And then Makarov versus Josei just one shot at him, not really though. Team Natsu versus Team Jalal. Kind of sneak attacked in, no power friendship there. None here, none here, none here, none here. You can sit there and say power friendship for Lucy and Juvia, but it was more like Lucy got to Juvia through the mind control and used the unison ray to beat the guy. So not really there. Gray versus this guy, no. Now people like to really bring the Urza versus Ikaruga fight, how she won that somehow. The whole arc, Urza's expressing that her and her armor is her safest. She's so safe in her armor. She feels so protected, and that's a metaphor for her living her life. She doesn't really tell people secrets. People don't really know much about her. She doesn't really explain a lot, and that's because she keeps up this shell around her, which is her armor, and doesn't let people get too close. Because last time she did, the nigga tried to kill her. So she does that, and in this fight against Ikaruga, where Ikaruga can just cut through her armor, she chose to not wear armor because she's learning. She's now understanding that she doesn't need to do that anymore because she has Fairy Tail with them or with her now, so she can let go of those uh thoughts of people just getting too close just to take advantage of her. So yeah, people like to say Natsu versus Jalal is a power friendship moment somehow. If you guys remember, we're in the Tower of Heaven, and they shot the Ethereon blast at him, which still said to destroy a country, I believe. And the tower absorbed it and turned to Ethereon, which is basically pure magic energy. Natsu has stated to have the ability to absorb fire, so absorb magic. He eats the Ethereon and gains a magic boost. And it ain't like he just got a magic boost. He had to, throw some up. He was sick after for like days, and he got a power boost to beat Jalal. It ain't like he just thought, oh, Urza's gonna die, I have to save them. No, he that ass ate the Ethereum and got magic power. So if anything, you could say it kind of backfired for Jalal to have that happen to the Tower of Heaven, and it gave Natsu the win, because if he didn't have that there, Natsu would not have won. So there's that. Battle of Fairy Tail is absolutely zero power friendships, considering they're like literally fighting themselves. None here, none here, none here. Urza or Mira Jane thinking of seeing her brother almost die makes her awaken her powers. I'm sure if anyone was about to see their sibling or significant other die, they would spring into action and have adrenaline running. So in a world of magic, this is simple. Nothing here, nothing so far. We're actually on Sace arc. Um, Nothing here. Everyone kind of just gets beat realistically, nothing real too substantial. People like to say that Zero versus Natsu is stupid because of the Jalal moment, power friendship fire. Uh Jalal been shown to not be able to really use Magica fully, at least to his capabilities in Tower of Heaven, and he knows Natsu's strong enough to fight someone on par with Zero, and he knows Natsu went to go fight Zero. So he went to Zero's room to give Natsu give him all his magic power. It's not just a random ass. It's really just a fire ability. He just gave it a cool name just to give it to him. And it was to symbolize that he wants him to trust him. So to me, that's fine. It's not a power friendship moment. Again, if Natsu just straight up said, "Damn, I need to protect my friends," and he didn't get that fire, then I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, that's a power friendship moment." But no. So far, we're 0 friendship moments. 0. Daphne arc is filler, so not really interested. Edelus, hell no. There was no power friendship here. Urza v Urza, none of that. People like to say the Dorma Atom, the dragon thing was power friendship when it's a 3v1. I don't think that's really power friendship. He's kind of relying on his teammates to help him through the fight. Not really a one, like it's like playing Marvel Rivals and expecting one person to carry. Like, what the fuck? It's a team game. Come on. Tenro Island. I feel like a lot of people will hate this arc again. So far from what I'm seeing here, I'm trying to fix something. No power friendship moments here. One spot, I saw a video, someone tried to say bullshit was Natsu versus Zancro. It was stated at the start of the fight that Natsu could not eat Zancro's fire for whatever reason. It wouldn't work. But towards the end, he exhausted all his magic power, and then he was able to eat it. And then at the end, you can see Natsu also using his flame as well as Zancro's flame. Now, for that, if you guys do not know, a hidden thing that Natsu does is when he absorbs fire, he actually absorbs like the aspect of that fire. Like, Natsu can eat Atlas's flame, and fucking arcs later, niggas can recognize that's Atlas's flame, not Natsu's flame, or even it's Ignil's flame. He can eat their flames and keep their characteristics of it. So Natsu eating Zancro's flame, still to this current day, he still has aspects of Zancro's flames in his fire. So to me, it's not really a bad thing, and to be honest, it's just a visual. Let's be honest. So other than that, nothing else here in the Tenro arc. Oh, the Urza vs. Asuma fight. People love to say this is legit power friendship because she was getting her ass beat. But guys, listen to what Asuma says to her. In the fight, he literally says, "I'm going to throw all the power of Tenro at you." If you guys do not know, Tenro is a special island where the founding guildmaster grave is there, and anyone in Fairy Tail has power amps, can't die, all different types of rumors and shit that go on if you're a Fairy Tail member on this land. All the power of Tenro is the power of Fairy Tail, and he stopped that flow. So all the power of Fairy Tail, it was being sucked into the ground and he was using it for power. And he literally says, "I'm gonna shoot the power of Tenro at you." He does this, and guess what? Since she's a Fairy Tail member and she literally has all that, like, the Tenro was basically giving her power. That attack was basically giving her power to come back and hit Asuma. People like to say it's a power friendship moment because they don't get that part, I guess. Like, come on, you're literally on Tenro. He shot the power of Tenro at her. She's a Fairy Tail wizard. Tenro doesn't hurt Tenro people or Fairy Tail people. Come on now. People like to say this power friendship because of the Jalol moment, how he whispered her name and how she somehow heard him. Not that big a deal, to be honest. So there's that. Now, everything else in this arc, no. Not even the the Grimoire, the Team Natsu versus Hades. People like to say that's a power of friendship. No. If you guys remember, Hades has a heart. Grimoire heart. Hades has a heart in his ship that if it's destroyed, he will start to lose his magic power because he's so fucking old. He's not supposed to be alive. You guys don't know. He's not supposed to be alive. Yes, he's not supposed to be alive. He kind of stopped his heart, I believe. I'm not too sure. I have to go back and read that. But yeah, Happy and Carla and Lily destroyed the heart, which was kind of the source of his power. And without his heart, he kind of cooked. So there's that. Agnologia versus Fairy Tail. Uh, they literally died for 7 years. People like to say that, wow, Mavis kept them there for 7 years with no growth for what? And that is true to an extent, but at the same time, it's like if for story building purposes, I can understand why. Um, Another filler arc. This whole what's this arc called? Key of the Starry Heavens arc. Not interested. Never watched it. Well, I did watch it for the first time, but I was like, I got too bored of it. I'm not. It's okay. Grand Magic Games. Okay. Some of these fights, people like to sit there and cry bullshit on. Um, Actually, I'm not seeing it. I guess just the Natsu and Gaju versus Sting and Rogue. The thing with this is not power of friendship, more of just Sting and Rogue not really being as cool or as strong as they were hyped up to be. You know, they were hyped up to be true dragon slayers, actually killed their dragons and in a stronger guild and all that shit. But to be honest, they were never really stronger than any member of Fairy Tail because they didn't have that sense of journey, that sense of, you know, always going out and experiencing new things. To them, it was either they lost and they're out. There was no experimenting. There was no training. It was just we're always stronger. And they kind of also only took on quests that they knew they could win. You know, and having Fairy Tail come back to show them that they're not as strong as they believe they are. Like that's just them. Natsu 1v1 them was a clear example of that. Gray vs Rufus, no, none of this shit at the bottom of the thing was power friendship. Neither is Urza versus Minerva. People like to say it's power friendship because how the fuck she just whip out a random ass armor that's so powerful out of nowhere like that. Urza's always had that armor. It's just she that's like a last resort type of armor. If she were to use that, it would literally drain all her magic power. So she saw Minerva was not holding anything back and doing scummy shit, so Urza's decided to do it too. She said, I'm gonna use my fucking ult. Fuck it. 1v1 ult, nigga. Try me, bitch. So there's that. Nothing in here versus the Dragons is power friendship to me. You can sit there and say, oh, ulti reverse time. Nah, nigga. Eclipse arc, another filler arc. Sun Village arc, I've heard / seen nothing that's power friendship there. Same with Tartaros, to be honest. Nothing here. Where is it at? Actually, there is one. Not there. It is. Nope. Urza versus Kyoka. People like to say this because Urza lost all senses. She couldn't feel. She couldn't hear, couldn't see, couldn't smell, couldn't none of that. And her pain was severely amplified that this one scratch felt like a whole fucking part of her body was just ripped off. That's how much it felt for just a scratch. So the fact that she was able to win this fight was just people just they were just like, I'm done with this. I'm done. Now, I feel like people don't understand what Urza is. There's obviously archetypes when it comes to shows, and Urza is supposed to be that strong character archetype. You know, the one who's always stronger than the other characters. You know, all that shit. So, for example, Kenpachi, Marileona. These are characters who are way stronger than the main characters. Way stronger, and just like to fight. Urza doesn't like to fight, but those two like to fight. Now, they do have some insane moments, and people chalk it up to, oh, that's just Kenpachi. Oh, that's just Marileona. You know, Kenpachi getting thrown into the vacuum of space out of nowhere and surviving and still being able to fight afterwards. Oh, it's just because he's Kenpachi. You know, it doesn't even make logical sense how he could do that. It's just because he's Kenpachi. You know what I'm saying? Marileona takes on one of the Ida Midnight Sun members and people who were beating whole fucking teams 1v1 and win easily, and then fight 5 elves by herself and still put up a fight. You know, fought a whole ass Wizard King by herself and won. It's just because she's Marileona. You know what I'm saying? Urza is supposed to have that same type of treatment. You know, Happy Lily says it in the fight. It's just because she's Urza. That's how she won. You know what I'm saying? If niggas are okay with Kenpachi being thrown into space and it being a hype ass moment and it not really making sense how he lived that, literally in that same fight, his opponent dies because he tried to imagine himself as strong as Kenpachi and his body couldn't contain all that power. Oh, that's such a good ending to that fight. No, it's not. That was bullshit. Why didn't he just imagine himself coming back to life? You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So, Urza winning this fight, I'm just chalking it up to she's Urza. You know what I'm saying? There's no power of friendship there at all. Now, for the rest of this arc, absolutely nothing. Avatar, literally a weak ass guild, weak ass dark guild. Fairy Tail's done it multiple times. Alvarez, I know there's some fights in here that people try to chalk it up to power of friendship here. And there is literally the Urza fight. Where is it at? I'm trying to see if there's any other fights. I guess nope. The Urza fight so far. Again, the whole Urza dragon scene, meteor scene, is just because she's Urza. You know what I'm saying? Of course, she's able to jump off of one hand and slice down a meteor, and then come back down and then slice a whole ass dragon and win. Of course, she's able to do that. Of course, Kenpachi's just that much stronger that he didn't have a Bankai for the whole series and was captain level, even stronger than probably more than just the captains. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Kenpachi's just so strong that the head captain tried to train him in some sword techniques, and they banned it because he was way too strong after one day of training. Of course, they're gonna do. Of course, because he's Kenpachi. Of course, Urza's gonna do it because she's Urza. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Urza, she's Urza. Now, Dragon Slayers vs. Agnologia, I will sit here and preach to you how this is not power friendship. Let's put context. There's two forms of Agnologia now that he's aiding the Dimensional Rift. There's his human form and dragon form. His dragon form's in the real world, whereas human form's in this Dimensional Rift area that he can control now. He brought the Dragon Slayers there to fight 1v7, and while his dragon form's causing havoc in the real world. The real world, they're trying to figure out a way to defeat Agnologia. From episode motherfucking 1, it was stated to us that Dragon Slayers have motion sickness. What is Agnologia? He's a Dragon Slayer. So they're like, okay, let's put him on a boat. They put him on a boat. Meanwhile, in the Dimensional Rift world, the Dragon Slayers are fighting, he can't move because he's on a boat in the real world. That's where Natsu and they combine their powers. You can sit there and say power of friendship, but he couldn't move, couldn't defend, and it's literally a Dragon Slayer ability hitting him. Power of 7 Dragon Slayers hitting him in the face, square, all their power together, punched him in the face, wins. Literally slay a dragon. And then he got sealed away in the real world. So to me, that's not power of friendship. Like I said, if it was just the demon slayers, the Dragon Slayers combine their powers and then beating him with just a punch, then I can understand. But I can understand that being power of friendship. But in the real world, if he wasn't on the boat and then sealed away, that shit wouldn't be happening in any other world. So to me, no power of friendship. Now we can get into the 100-year quest fights, but there isn't really power of friendship here either. Everything here is just a new ability or a new skill that we haven't seen them have because they've been training. You know, everything here makes sense so far. I'd have to read up till the anime again because I didn't get to finish. I didn't watch the anime. I only read the manga because I like how after I started to read the manga, the anime comes out. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I've yet to see a moment of actual power friendship. If you guys want to argue with me in the comment section below, y'all can. Other than that, I don't see any power friendships here. So everything I just explained to you, how things went down, you can sit there and tell me moments, and I'll explain to you again in the comments if you guys want, or if you guys want a separate video, I can do that for y'all. Other than that, I'm gonna get up out of here. Hope you have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all have a nice day.